Okay, so now we're recording. I'm Omega Zero.
I am Late Night CJ, aka Sweet Daddy in the streets.
And we are here to basically talk about our unscripted thoughts over the Mortal Kombat movie that should be coming out this Friday.
So you're not gonna let me introduce myself?
Introduce yourself there,
no,
sucker.
I'm not gonna let you introduce yourself because
Six in the house.
Oh my gosh. And yeah, we're just gonna go about our thoughts on unscripted the Mortal Kombat movie. Just like kind of talk about
The preview.
We're not gonna be talking about like the trailers and all that, but we're just gonna like go over like our thoughts on what we kind of expect the movie to be.
What you expect or what you want it to be.
A bit of both, actually.
Okay.
Because what I'm expecting the movie to be is gore most of the time. Well,
like a slasher film?
Not like a slasher film, but basically when they say fatality or like finish him and all that, I'm expecting it to be on those lines where they're going to be unnecessarily gory.
CGI off the hook.
Yeah, and from what I can expect in the movie, I only expect one of the heroes to lose out and flat out die.
Okay, hold on. Now you got to preface this because you jumped right in. You jumped into people dying and all that. You said you want to get.
Or what I expected, what I want is going to be.
Tell me how you want the story to go from the top.
This is part one of the video.
Sir, you see now you're gonna get edited out. It's gonna be like bloop, and then we're gonna be talking about.
Or I'll just probably cut it and just put a clip over his.
All right, so tell me what you think how this is gonna go. Or you want me to go first? Being that I have the least amount of experience.
You go first because I just got a call from my mom real quick, so I'll be right back.
Okay, so being that I have not seen any of the movies before, but I am an aficionado on the games. This is Late Night CJ, aka Sweet Daddy. But anyways, what I would like to see is, and I said this before, I don't want an insane amount of blood, guts, stabbing, shooting, and all of that. I mean, I do, but I need balance in the game. You know what I'm saying?
So you want it, but don't?
I want balance. I want a story that's gonna keep me. Because let's be honest, the blood, the guts, the shooting, and all of that will only get you about 15 minutes of action in the movie. 15 minutes is a long time. Imagine if you were holding your breath for 15 minutes. Okay? That is a long time. So, if the movie is an hour and a half, I gotta have at least a good hour. An hour. I'll give it 15 minutes of malarkey. But I need. Say, man, I'm on the microphone, man. There is 8 rooms in this house. Now, excuse me for that. I need at least an hour of decent dialogue content to make the transition in and out of the violence seamless. I don't want it to be like, okay, we've had enough movie. Now let's get to the blowing stuff up. I need like it to be seamless in its transition. So, what I expect is, you know, being that Sub-Zero, Liu Kang, and Scorpion are the flagship characters of it, I expect them to be the meat and potatoes. But like I was telling Six while you were handling business, that let's be honest, it's going to be 15 minutes of violence scattered throughout the movie. Because 15 minutes is a long time.
Yeah.
Especially if you're waiting. Imagine somebody says, I'll be there in 15 minutes, and you start looking at the clock. That's a lot. So what I was saying is, say the movie is an hour and a half. I'm not going to get an hour and 15 minutes of dialogue. But I need it to be a seamless transition in and out of the violence to hold my attention to where it's not like, okay, we're just watching them jibber and jabber, like a Rocky movie. Jibber and jabber all movie. And then, all right, the last 15 minutes, blood, guts, explosions, people flying, heads getting sawed off.
If it's anything like the original Mortal Kombat movie, like there's still going to be like a lot of dialogue, but there's also going to be a lot of fight scenes.
Well, you got to understand too, the first one. Think about what technology has progressed to as far as CGI, right? They got, like, I got an app where it can put my face on to some other character. So imagine what they're able to do to make it look realistic. And that is my point that I was telling Six.
The movie is going to be almost 2 hours long.
See?
They're gonna have to put in more than like 15 minutes.
Exactly. And I don't want trash dialogue and story subject just as like filler. Because it's very easy nowadays with the technology that they have for a movie to have too much filler. There's going to be some filler because you said unless they're just going to be explosions and blood and guts and heads.
What I'm expecting from filler, mainly from like the fight scenes, is that from what I've heard about in the trailer, Scorpion, spoiler I guess here, in the trailer, I think Scorpion kills off quite a few nameless Lin Kuei until they get to the Scorpion versus Sub-Zero fight.
That's probably, that's where the CGI is going to come in. It's going to be crazy. Like, you remember when we seen the first trailer for Mortal Kombat X? When they was in the forest.
Yeah, but that was just purely cinematic. We knew that's not what the game was going to look like.
I get that. But see, now, that was for game purposes. Imagine we talking movies, what they can do.
With the trailers, I said this earlier, I feel like they, showed too much too early? Or I would have said this, but Six is here, so I can't say it. Too much info, too little substance, I guess. Like, you're showing us all the kills that are going to happen in the movie. I'm like, oh, so now we're going to expect those.
That's why I'm leaning heavily on the dialogue to not just be
pure, like, exposition, but more like natural exposition.
I need a story. I don't need the classic story. Like, of course, I'm here for the fight scenes. Let's be honest, it's a fighting game. What I do, go in the room number 10. What I am looking for is a decrease in fluff. What do you think, Six?
I don't know. I just want to watch the movie.
Come on now. What you expecting? Come on, man. Talk to me. Tell the peoples.
I expected, I don't know, from the trailers, I think it's going to be like more of the story of the older games, maybe.
So, you want to see blood, guts, fighting, chop.
In the original games, it had story. More story than what it has now.
See, when I watch a movie, to me, a good movie is a movie that I can't tell you what's gonna happen in the first 5 minutes, 10 minutes of watching a movie. Like, okay, this guy's gonna die, this one's gonna happen, that's gonna happen, and voila, throughout the movie, it's exactly how I predicted. I don't want that. I like to watch a movie where somewhere in the movie I'm like, didn't see that coming.
So you want it to be unexpected, but not too unexpected that it doesn't make
No, I
sense.
need that. A good movie is something, for me, is one that you cannot predict in the first 10 minutes. You know what I'm saying? I need to play it out to where now I'm like, yo, what's going on here? I'm in the movie, I'm thinking this dude would have been dead by now, but...
Well, they kind of threw this right out the gate with some of the trailer previews, like Kano's coming off more as comedic relief, and in the movie.
You need that.
Well, I know you need comedic relief, but Kano as a character has never really been that, because guess what? He's also on the side of the good guys as well.
But he is a mercenary.
No, he's not. He's part of
as far as his
initial
original character, he was a mercenary. So it was like he could be good or bad depending on who got the money.
He could be, but from the start, it's like they don't seek him out. From what we've seen, they don't seek him out like, hey, we'll pay you to fight for us in this tournament. As long as you're on our side, don't go overboard.
I'll tell you what, like, just thinking about, like, the original game, right? Mm-hmm. It's not, for him to be comedic relief, it's not a shocker to me. I mean, there was nothing that alluded to it in the initial game, but for them to use him as comedic relief, him or Johnny Cage, I would have been like, oh,
They're saving, apparently the director said they want to save Johnny Cage for the sequel. Even though Johnny Cage could have been in the first one, because he was the comedic relief in both Scorpion's Revenge and in the first one. Because he was the guy who was out of his element and didn't know what the heck was going on.
Okay, so...
You can make it like, oh, wow. That's why in the Mortal Kombat 2011 and K9, he thinks Baraka and Reptile are just method actors at first. And he's like, oh, wait, they're real? Oh, I could have died?
He got that from Tropic Thunder. where they thought they were in a movie that's being
Or it
filmed,
could have been, yeah.
and it wasn't. And they was like, oh, that must be corn syrup. That can't be blood. And the dude tastes. He's like, it tastes kind of like copper. And they're like, this is not corn syrup.
Yeah, it's like that's what it was. Like,
Well, then let me ask you this for the viewers and the listeners. What is your? Because while you was in and out handling business, I gave him my prediction, so it's already on there. What my prediction
Yeah.
is. What is your
expectations, or what do I want?
expectation prediction? Like what you expect, what you want, and what you think is going to be what it is.
What I expect is to be somewhat copying the Marvel formula nowadays, because that's what a lot of movies do nowadays, because it works so well for Marvel. They're going to have comedic moments, bring out 3 of the characters. Liu Kang's going to be like Liu Kang, Kung Lao. Basically, like, pretty much everyone's going to be serious, where you're going to have characters like Kano, who do the way he acts in this movie. He's going to be the one who's going to be out of his element, or he's going to, he's going to take the piss out of everything.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, oh, this is going to be it. Everyone's just gonna, maybe a few people are just going to give him that look, or characters are going to treat him as a joke, and that's probably why he's going to get his win and all
He's
that.
going to always have them on the verge of a fight.
Or it's
because
like,
he's
he
always
has
saying
like,
something.
like there's like, I just want to punch this guy in the face. I expect there to be a lot of gore. I expect them to treat Liu Kang as just kind of like a psychotic monk murderer, because that's what he's turned into in recent years. Rather than someone who doesn't like, who in the first 2 games, you could say, in the first game is like he doesn't kill unless it's inadvertently through the pit. And you could say he inadvertently kills them through turning into a dragon or an arcade machine dropping on them, but now he's just a monk who kills people, even though that makes more sense for Kung Lao to get stylish, flashy kills. I expect the kills for certain characters to be either quick and efficient or painless, quote unquote. Like, if Liu Kang does have to kill someone, it being a monk, he either will try to kill him painlessly or try to avoid killing him at all costs. I expect military characters like Sonya and Jax to be quick and efficient with their kills, maybe a neck break, or if they do resort to like the guns and technology, be quick or have recourses for them. Kano, I kind of expect to be sadistic with his kills, because like you said in the first one, he's like a mercenary, and him being like comedic in a way, because they showed this in the trailer at the end of one of them where he has Reptile's heart in his hands, like, yeah, effing muty. And so that's why I was like, I don't expect any of the heroes to die except for the exception of one, because we don't see Kung Lao doing a whole bunch other than being in a few establishing shots. But that's also because I haven't watched any of the new trailers. I'm basing this off the old ones. Most of the villains will die, obviously, and they'll probably bring some excuse to bring them back in the future. I expect this to be kind of a blend of 1 leading into 2, or it could be 1 and 2 with characters from 2 coming over, rather than just be like, we have Tournament 1, then we immediately go into Tournament 2.
Well then, okay, so that's what you think it'll
That's what I'm expecting and thinking is
What
going
do
to.
you want it to be?
If I'm being entirely honest, if they're going to redo Mortal Kombat and probably just make it a trilogy, which I'm assuming is what they're going to do, it's like they're going to have the first tournament, the second tournament, and then the third tournament where Shao Kahn invades. They have the second tournament in Outworld, and then Shao Kahn says, after rules, I'm going to have this planned out, ready for 3 in case I do.
Now that's what you want it to go as, right?
That's what I want it to go as. If they're going to do this movie, have it be strictly 1. I would also say if you're going to have it 2, have some characters just be purely background characters. Have Katana be a background character. Have Jade be a background character. Reptile can be fought, but make him like the secret boss he was supposed to be. From what I saw in one trailer, I believe they're bringing in a Deadly Alliance character, Natara, the vampire lady, which I don't understand, because this is supposed to be a tournament between strictly Outworld and Earthrealm. Whereas, why is Natara here? Because she's from a completely different realm. She shouldn't be fighting for Outworld unless they say, oh, because her realm was absorbed into Outworld, that's the whole reason why she's here. But it's not supposed to be in Outworld. It's supposed to be in Netherrealm.
Right.
So that makes no sense why she's there. Melina, I kind of expect to be there, but she looks like she's going to be in there. But when she's not,
want her in there?
I would rather they saved her for 2, because it looks like they're just going to kill off all the characters right away, all the villains. Because you could probably they had to kill Melina. They're going to have to probably kill Natara. They're going to attempt to either kill Shang Tsung or Goro. or they're going to, like Liu Kang probably will etch out a win against World, but most likely they're going to make their OC Cole Young be the one to get the win, and then Liu Kang defeats Shin, original character. They're going to
Orange
have
County.
no. They're probably going to have. They're going to do one of those things where Cole Young's going to get the win, even though I really don't. A lot of people don't want Cole Young to get the win because he's a original character thrown into the original story that they're changing around, but whatever.
From the movie.
From the movie, yeah.
Wait.
What?
Who's Cole Young?
He's a OC character that they throw into the movie who kind of comes off as a Gary Stu.
Gary Stu?
Yes.
I like a Mary Sue.
That the Gary Stu is the guy version of that.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I know. Then why'd you ask that question if you know that what it already said?
I said, who is he?
Yeah, I got.
know.
You said Gary Stu. You asked me a question. Oh, you mean like a Mary Sue? That's a question, because you're asking me for confirmation. That's why he said for you to be quiet.
Well, peep this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now I have a question.
All right.
So say on a scale of 1 to 10, all right,
Mm-hmm.
of disappointment, 10 being utterly disappointed with this movie, and 1 being like, I think I will be pleasantly surprised by the outcome of this movie. What would you give it?
I probably wouldn't put it on a number scale because I feel like, if I'm going to be honest, like I probably in the middle. Like I want it to be good, but I'm also expecting it to be a disappointment in some way. So I'm like, if it's good, I'll be I'm surprised, like you're saying. But if it's disappointing, I'm like I kind of expect it to be.
Right.
Like the original one was cheesy, but that's why I kind of enjoy it. The second one's obviously just bad. Scorpion's Revenge, from a writing perspective, doesn't really work. Well, it does if you're just looking for mindless violence and not really thinking about the story.
I'll tell you what, for me, I'm gonna go into this with a blank slate. I'm from the old school in the sense where it's like the movie Friday, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody says, well, next Friday wasn't as good as Friday, and Friday after next wasn't good as next Friday or the original Friday. That's because we're comparing it to the original Friday. I'm gonna go into this movie as
try to expect it from the movie.
I'm gonna treat it like if no other Mortal Kombats ever existed before, and I'm just gonna take it for what it is. So what I'm hoping for is like you. I'm gonna be somewhere in the middle because it's like I feel like they're gonna go totally overboard with the CGI and explosions and fight scenes to where it's gonna make the storyline suffer because so much of the budget is going to go into the action and not so much is going to go into the writing and the character development of it. And so what I'm going, like I said, I'm going to go into it with a clean slate, and I'm leaning more so towards the not be disappointed because I'm hoping that with the little bit of free time that I have, it's not going to be like,
I wasted 2 hours of my life watching this movie.
Right. I could have been doing something like boo-booing, and it would have been better.
Yeah.
Been sitting through this trash. But I hope I leave out there like, I can't wait for part 2 because, man, you see, if you notice during the fight scene, the other person that got hit, how he walked off, we don't know if he died. Like how you was talking about the person that went into the bottomless ocean of blood or something like
Garrus, when he went to the bottomless ocean.
Right.
We thought he, like, quote-unquote died, but then aftermath, the trailers went out and, like, all that.
You see what I'm saying? I want to watch and find those little Easter eggs in there. So I'm going to go with, I'm leaning towards a 4.
A 4 of, like, I want to be surprised, but if I'm not, I'm not going to be too disappointed.
Not overly disappointed.
Like, for some people, like, I'm not going to be, like I said, I want to try to be in the middle. I'm not going to try to make myself like, I'm not going to go in there, I'm like, no, I'm expecting this to be trash, and it's going to be trash no matter what.
Because I'm not a pessimist like that.
Yeah, I'm going to be, like, somewhere in the middle, I guess, like a realist, if, like, I want it to be good,
like
but...
Joker, an optimist, but he's also a realist.
Yes, sir.
Like, a realist is like, is it going to be good? Maybe. Is it going to be bad? Maybe.
Possibly.
Yeah, it's just like...
There's a good chance.
Like, I'll just see it, and, like, I'll try to ignore, like, my natural writing instinct at first, but, like, if I go through different afterwards, I'll probably give it like an in-depth review of like.
Oh, we definitely gonna give a post movie reaction blog.
Well,
we got to.
Yeah, we got to. But like me and my brothers were going to see it first, but because late night CJ's like job and like work time kind of like eats up a good portion of his time.
I would definitely. It comes out what, Friday?
Comes out Friday. We're gonna watch it Friday because like.
Where's it gonna be like on?
HBO. It's gonna be on HBO Max, I believe.
Okay.
And I'll probably put it right here if it's on something else.
I think I have that. So to do my due diligence to the show, and as a participant on your platform, I will make sure that I watch it prior to going there. So because y'all know me, there's no way that I can come in here and fake the funk about if I seen it, and y'all be like, well, what about this scene? I'll be like, yeah, I liked it.
Yeah. Okay, so this is going to hopefully go up before the movie comes out.
Yes, sir. I think you should.
I'll probably edit together, record some footage later tonight for it to go through.
Yes, sir.
And the day of the movie, we'll watch it and we'll probably put our thoughts and voices out afterwards, like on Saturday or Sunday. Probably not Sunday because my grandma would get mad at me because you put this holy abomination on Sunday.
Yeah.
I'm joking, Grandma.
Oh,
Love you.
Jesus, Lord Jesus.
We're joking, Grandma. I love you.
Right.
Yeah. So, with that, I think that kind of gets our unscripted thoughts out of the way.
Yes, sir.
I'm Omega Zero.
I am Late Night CJ, a.k.a. Sweet Daddy in the streets.
And we'll catch you guys later.